There are places people tell you not to go, not because they've been there, but because they've heard what lives there. The road narrows, the air gets heavier, sound doesn't travel the way it should. And somewhere past where the pavement ends, there is a story, not written, not confirmed, but repeated, about something that doesn't belong, something that was pushed out, something that stayed. The Grunch. The most unsettling part is no one agrees on what they are, only that you shouldn't go looking. Hi, my name is Steph Fitzgerald, and I'm the experience architect. I design how systems shape human experience. And this is Experience Systems, where leadership, psychology, and design converge into living systems. But on Sundays, we step somewhere darker, a little stranger, a little softer, a little more midnight. Less lecture, more candlelight, more stories told too late at night. So welcome to Creatures of the Night, a place for monsters, myths, reflection, and the things we think about when the world gets quiet. And tonight, we go somewhere people avoid. In the swamps of Louisiana, there are stories about the Grunch, creatures that live beyond the edge of the known, deformed, hidden, not quite human. They are said to move through the swamp, to watch, to wait, to take what wanders too far off course. But here's the thing. No one really knows where this story begins. Some say they were people once, cast out, rejected, left to survive outside the system. And over time, the story changed. They stopped being people. They became something else. Something easier to fear than understand. Because exile does something to perception. Distance distorts. The less we see something, the more we imagine it. And imagination does not trend towards accuracy. It trends towards intensity, towards fear. Swamps are disorienting. Low visibility, unstable ground. Sound moves strangely. Things appear before you can place them. Shapes form and disappear. The brain fills in the gaps. It creates patterns where there is uncertainty. This is called pareidolia. Seeing something there that isn't fully there. And in environments like this, fear doesn't need a full picture. It builds one. In systems, we do the same thing. There are always people, teams, spaces that get labeled. Don't go there. That team is a mess. That person is difficult. And maybe at some point, there was truth in it. But over time, the story grows. It simplifies. It hardens. It becomes identity. Not because it's accurate, but because it's repeated. And once something is consistently described as a problem, people stop checking if it still is. The Grunch are unsettling because they sit between categories. Not fully human, not fully other. And humans don't like in-between states. We categorize. We simplify. We define. Because definition creates control. So when something doesn't fit, we don't expand our understanding. We compress the thing. We label it. We reduce it. We make it easier to dismiss. And in doing that, we distort it. Avoidance is a system. It is reinforced through language, through story, through repetition. Don't go there. Don't engage. Stay away. And over time, no one remembers why. The behavior remains. The reasoning disappears. That is how entire parts of organizations become invisible. Not because they don't exist, but because no one is looking directly. And sometimes the swamp is internal. The parts of ourselves we don't examine, the thoughts we don't follow, the discomfort we label as something else. We exile pieces of ourselves and then wonder why they feel unfamiliar, why they feel like something we don't recognize, why they feel like something to avoid. But exile doesn't eliminate, it transforms. And that is push out. It does not disappear. It adapts. It waits. The Grunch are not terrifying because of what they are. They are terrifying because of what happens when something is left outside for too long. When it is not seen, not understood, not integrated. So maybe the question isn't what lives in the swamp. Maybe the question is, what have you decided not to look at? What stories have you accepted without getting close enough to verify? And what might change if you stepped just a little closer? Because distance doesn't create clarity. It creates mythology. And sometimes the thing you've been told to avoid is the thing you most need to understand. Good night, my creatures. It's time to rise.